It's time for Let's Chat with Russtek, a podcast dedicated to helping entrepreneurs just like you. When starting out, entrepreneurs often feel they need to go it alone, and I'm here to tell you that's just not the case. Entrepreneurs have a lot of questions, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Nick Russell, and this is Let's Chat with Russtek. Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Chat with Russtek. My name is Nick Russell. Now, I want to kind of continue along with what we talked about last week. And last week I talked about scheduling out all of your content and why that's best for you and your business. Now, if you're creating content on the go, you're constantly worrying about having to get a post out that day. And if you're busy, you may miss out. Now, if you create all your content ahead of time, schedule that out, and then engage at the proper times, that's perfect. Now, with that said, I want to talk about posting times and why that's so crucial in how you schedule all of your content out. Now, when I was with the beer store and doing all of the content creation and posting to social media for the Returns for Leukemia bottle drive, I had no idea what I was doing. And we know that. I was just putting information out there. I was posting as I saw fit when things came to me, and I just posted. Now, there was no set rhyme or reason. There was no strategy. It was just posting as is. Now, fast forward many years later, obviously now I have set strategies in place for myself and my clients that work in specific ways to get our goals, get us to meeting our goals. So what I want to talk about is when should you post and how do you find out what those times are? So the reason it's so important to post at the right time, and I'll kind of use the same example I did last week. Last week, I used an example about having a banner at a networking event. Okay, now think about having this banner at a networking event. Now, if I left the banner in the car, went through the whole networking event, chatted with others, got some business cards, and then at the end of the night, put up the banner when everybody left, nobody's going to see that. There's nobody there to see that banner. And the same thing goes for social media. Now, if I would have taken that banner and put that up, posted it when I first got to the networking event, there's tons of people there. Tons of people will see this and have a chance to talk with you and ask what that banner's about, or so be it. Okay. The same thing goes for social media. If you're not posting at the right times, you may lose a ton of reach and you may lose a ton of engagement because you're posting when people aren't online. Now, none of us are, most of us may have this attached to our hands, our phones attached to our hands, but we're not on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So we're going to miss stuff. Okay. Usually we go on here when there's a reason for us to be on Facebook or a reason for us to be on Instagram. We'll scroll for a little bit and then we'll go about our day. We'll start doing the work that needs to get done to run our business. So what times are you on social media the most? When you post to Facebook, for example, it knows when you're on, it knows who you're engaging with, what content you're engaging with. So all of that data is accumulated, and you can see that in your analytics. So if you go to the Facebook Insights, you can see on a Monday, there are more people on at about 2:00. On Tuesday, it may be 9 a.m. On a Wednesday, it might be 4 p.m., whatever the case may be. Now, if you go to like Hootsuite, for example, or HubSpot, they have published articles. These are the best posting times. Well, one of the best posting times for Instagram is technically 2 a.m. If you're in a B2B industry, are you going to be on at 2 in the morning looking at content? Probably not. So that's not the best time for you. 2 a.m. might be the best time for a bar or people getting home from a bar, but definitely not for an accountant or a lawyer or something like that, right? So you have to know what the best time is for you to post and when that is. So using analytics is absolutely key. Now, the best part about that is, and we talked about this last week, is when you're scheduling out your content, you schedule it out at the right times. And like we talked about last week, when you post is the best time to get out and engage. So it's a Thursday. I'm posting about this podcast. Okay. So I'm posting about this podcast. It's a Thursday. It goes out at such and such a time. I'm going to grab my phone. Okay. That went out. I'm going to start engaging with a whole bunch of people in my target market, in my industry. And now that I'm doing a little bit of outreach, a little engagement in my target market, this post is already up. This podcast post is already there. That's going to bring people back to my profile and they're going to see this. Oh, perfect. Or maybe it's a post about me asking a question or something along those lines. But when that post goes out at the right time, the bulk of my audience is online. I'm already doing the engagement at the same time. That's going to bring a ton more eyes to my post, right? So that's the number one thing to remember. Make sure you're scheduling your content, schedule it at the right times, and then engage with your target audience when that post goes out. Okay. And that's it. That's all I really wanted to talk about today. That's the whole podcast. Nice, quick, simple, hopefully a ton of value for you. Now, if you want to learn more and I'll have a more in-depth conversation on how it'll work for you and your business, by all means, feel free to reach out. I would love to chat with you. So simply just head to rustekmedia.com/book now, and we can book a call. The description is going to be in the link of the description end of the podcast here and on the YouTube video. And that's it. Hopefully you got a ton of value out of this today. Hopefully we can chat soon and I can help you with your business and finding out when the right times are for you to post so you can grow your platforms and better serve your audience. So hopefully you got a lot out of this today, and I can't wait to chat with you again next week.